We took a road trip in Utah for our spring break. We had only 5 days, which really wasn't enough because there was so much to see. We landed in Salt Lake City Airport and we saw a big crowd of people and thought they were paparazzi at first, but later we realized they were actually family members of the Mormon elders on missionary service abroad for 2 years. Their reunion was very touching. We stayed with the Airbnb host for the night and drove to Bryce Canyon National Park the next morning. The hikes in Bryce were really stunning, and we actually thought the view was more powerful than the Grand Canyon. We were also quite lucky because March was still considered as off-season, so there weren't a lot of people, and we had some of the trails to ourselves. We hiked in Bryce for a few hours and started driving to Zion National Park. We arrived at Zion at night and set up our tent in the dark, and when we woke up the next morning, we were surrounded by mountains, and you really feel like you're part of nature. It was an amazing feeling. And this is us setting up fire in the morning and making some breakfast. We always like to have hot breakfast like boiled eggs and tea before a long day of hiking. I have to say that Zion was definitely one of my favorite parks in the US that I have visited so far. There were so many great hikes and so much to see. We spent 2 days in the park, but still wish we had more time. If you visit Zion, I highly recommend hiking the Narrows. The water is still freezing in March, so you will need to rent a dry suit. We saw people trying to hike in water with bare legs and regular shoes, and it is not a good idea. Most people give up after a few minutes, and their legs were completely red from the freezing water, plus arthritis is not fun. The suit will keep you dry, and you pay about $50 for the day, and it comes with socks and shoes to keep your feet warm in the water and a walking stick. We hiked for about 6 hours and we're not done with the whole trail. I think it takes a whole day to do that. For a long hike like this one, it's always good to bring food, and I'm sure you will find a great spot for a picnic. I'm hungry, let's eat.
Where we are.
We are in the Narrows, and it is in Zion National Park, the largest slot canyon in the entire world. And here we're going to have some picnic because I'm hungry. Okay, that's it.
Say that you're always hungry.
I'm always hungry.
Okay.
After spending 2 days in Zion, we drove to our next and last stop on our trip, the Arches National Park. So this is the motel that we stayed at on our way from Zion to Arches National Park. And it's so far our favorite motel. It's $35 a night with a wonderful host. Say hi!
Hi!
This is the best host we've ever had in a motel, and we're in Green River, Utah, and we have lots of muffins. Yeah, that's right. The company logo.
We don't do shy.
Alright, and so we have the margin and the muffins, and we're gonna get on the road, and we'll tell people about this lovely motel.
Yeah, cool. Leave us a review on TripAdvisor.
Oh, definitely. That's what we use all the time.
Do ya?
We'll do that. We only saw the most famous arch in Arches National Park from afar because we had half a day in the park and didn't want to risk missing our flight at that night. But the upside is that we didn't have to wait in line to have our pictures taken. It was really just nice to sit by ourselves and enjoy the view.
People are probably taking turns to take pictures under the arch.
The park was surrounded by these giant rocks and arches, and you will definitely enjoy the drive, even if you are short in time, like we were.
This is our last stop on our road trip to Utah, and we're here at the Bravo Arches.
Utah was such an amazing state. The parks were incredible and the people were really nice. We will definitely revisit this place in the future.